Shing Cyclone.
Shing Joka.
Welcome back to Henshin Homies. Episode, it's episode 3.
Yep, that's where we're at.
Yeah, episode 3 covering episodes 9 and 10, and then episodes 11 and 12. So I keep trying a bunch of different new stuff with these episodes, and for this one, we decided to split coverage of the episodes between the two of us. One of us would do the first arc, and the other one would do the second. And I wanted to see if it would make the episode flow a little bit smoother. So
kind of surprised you're bringing it up, because I figured we would kind of not show him how the hot dog was made, so to speak. But I guess I can do that. It works.
Yeah. Because, I'm trying a bunch of new stuff. I have the audio playing in the background of... By the way, it was really, really hard to find, a slow detective noir theme that I didn't have to pay for.
Hey. So, hey, if you hate it, let us know in the comments.
Yeah. So this episode opens up with Akiko pretending to activate the Kamen Rider belt, and then bugging Shotaro about his books. And this made me actually think, is anyone able to just, use the belt? What if,
Depends.
What if, a bad guy stole Shotaro's belt and then activated it? Like he clocks him in the head with a shoe, right? And Shotaro's knocked the fuck out. And then he puts on the belt and activates it. Would Philip just know right away? Oh, yeah, that's not Philip. I imagine he'd just do it. In fact, that's probably, an episode later on.
They seem like they can talk to one another. At the very least, it would stop, Shotaro from being able to transform. I mean, as far as being able to steal the rider belt, there are shows where characters do that. It just depends on different show, whatever show it is. I don't know what the rules are for Double yet, but that's actually something that's pretty interesting.
So Shotaro gets annoyed at Akiko. And then she gets all butt frustrated at him for dismissing her and not finding her useful. And I actually had this weird, I was really confused at this one line that was in there. So she says to him, what exactly did your dad teach you? And then it, immediately jump cuts to, the chief getting shot. And I was really confused. I'm wait a second. So is that his, what? And it threw me off because I didn't understand it. It was just bad editing. But I'm wait, did they just drop that, the chief is his dad and Akiko's his sister? And, no one seems to... Did I miss something? But no, I just read the fucking subtitle wrong.
Nah, dude, I saw that scene, and I had a completely different thought process. My thought process was didn't he teach you anything? Cold cut to him getting shot, and he's like, yeah, he taught me how to fucking die.
I did notice that he started wearing the white hat more and more in these episodes.
Yeah, he kind of flips between both, but I have noticed he's been wearing the white hat a lot more.
So the plot hook for this episode is that a bunch of pastry chefs are all being kidnapped, as we can see from now I don't know if this is a Japanese thing, but they jump cut to show a guy getting attacked by the pastry thing. He's coming out of the pastry mines. He's coming out of a fucking manhole, and then this Japanese writing appears on the wall, and it gets him. Is that now, I'm not a pastry chef, but is this a thing? Do they go down into the pastry mines, RuneScape style, and have to mine the different types of pastry and then bring them up to cook shit? What was he doing?
I believe that was supposed to show that, they are being attacked by someone who's and covered
what was the
in
dude doing in the sewer?
White goo.
I want to know what the Japanese on the wall said. So if anyone knows that, put it in the YouTube comments or whatever, because I need to know. Or tweet at me, Let Me Tell You PD.
Yeah, I don't know katakana or kanji or any of that weeb shit.
So, there was another weird scene. This is all, in the intro. Akiko makes Shotaro angry at the pastry shop, and, or the pastry shop dudes. And the actor, I don't know. He makes this face where they're they're supposed to be angry, I guess, but he just grimaces and kind of looks a little bit sideways up in the corner. I'm not sure what face. I think it's an anime face, where they do the thing from Bleach. You know what I'm talking about? Is it Bleach where they have like there's like a face?
I honestly don't remember what you're talking about. I'm sure it was probably like they're probably just mugging for the camera or something, like to be like, "Oh, I'm angry. This is silly though."
Yeah, but so Shotaro actually goes out and just like hangs out with the police, and or wait, no, I think that's the other episode. So the police inform him that like the only like place they haven't checked for these pastry chef dudes is the Sonozaki estate. And Philip then like he discovers pretty early on that the Sonozaki family collects all the top pastry chefs each week to make like dessert and shit. And so then Akiko, wanting to prove that she's useful, signs up as a maid and tries sneaking into the estate.
Right. I do love that the police are like, yeah, that's the one place we haven't checked, but dude, that place is scary. You know there's fucking monsters there? Fuck that. Like, they just straight up are like, nah, we understand that's the most obvious place, but we don't want to go there. Which ties in with a lot of the mob theming, so I kind of dug that, too, where it's like, yeah, the police know not to mess around with a Sonozaki family, like, estate.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Showing more and more that they're like a big fucking deal.
Right.
So Wakana Sonozaki is getting more and more irritated at the salesman guy. I keep forgetting his name. I know that he's Nazca, but what's his normal name? Do you remember?
I have it in my notes. Yeah, it's somewhere. Give me a minute. Okay, keep talking. I'll find it.
Yeah, that's the problem with like foreign shows. It's like if I was watching an American show, I'm used to like Frank, Paul, House, you know, whatever. Like I'm. It's just one of those things where it's harder for me to keep track of names if every single name sounds strange.
Well, for me, like I can recognize a lot of names like that. It's just this guy is not left. Honestly, he's not left much of an impression on me other than he's a jobber. Nazca has a cool design, but so far, it's just like he's like, yeah, I'm gonna show them. Don't just you watch, my wife. Mm-hmm. And she's like, yeah, whatever. Just keep doing what you're doing.
So Akiko she starts spying on all the maids and the household in general, and you're introduced to like a Phoenix Wright style cast of all these caricatures for the maids. Like there's a fat girl, there's a really skinny looking witch person, and
there's an old lady.
And Shotaro finds out that she's in the mansion, and he like runs over there. And as he's approaching it, there's like this weird ghostly blue effect that just like flies at him. He's like, "Huh, that was weird," and he just kind of like ignores it. And then him and Akiko are talking right outside the mansion gate, and she says that she's like, "I became an ace detective to follow up after my dad," because she was getting more and more curious about her dad's fate because Shotaro won't fucking tell him. And he's been gone for like 4 months. And the last note that I have for this episode is that there's like a really goofy camera angle utilizing the big iron grate. Like she was pointing her finger through it and shit. And then Shotaro tries to fucking bite her like a caged shark.
Yeah, they make like a fucking like metal crunching sound effect too.
It's pretty goofy.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. As much as I don't like Akiko, this episode was actually, like, her just going around just trying to solve shit was actually somewhat endearing.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. This is a good Akiko episode.
I agree.
So, next episode starts, and Philip he brings up the night they became double again. And like, Philip is, like, standing in the light. Shotaro's, like, crouched in the darkness, you know, classic, filmmaking 101 shots. And Shotaro says that he blames himself for the chief's death. So we're getting little snippets of the Fudo incident.
Tastes of the plot.
So while Akiko's doing her bullshit, Shotaro's cornered by the salesman. Was it Nakigawa? Was that his name?
It might have been.
I think it's Nakigawa.
I said I would look it
Nakigawa, Nazca, the salesman. Whichever name. And
I'm just gonna keep calling him Nazca until I remember his name.
And I'm reminded again that, like, it seems like this dude might be doing, like, a turn to a good guy. Because he mentioned before that, like, he loves this city a lot.
Yeah, I wrote that down too. He mentions like, no one loves this city more than me, and Shotaro's like, the fuck did you say? Because no one loves the city more than him.
Mm-hmm.
So they kind of got the same. There's kind of like a similar kind of shades of the same going on.
Yeah, so I think they're trying. I think they're both trying to do the same thing, but Nakigawa's going at it from like a more technically efficient way. Like an ends justify the means. Also, he grabs Shotaro's lips like a fucking cartoon character to shut him up so he can just keep speaking.
So he can keep talking about how much he loves his wife, who fucking like beats the shit out of him.
Yeah, he's married to Psycho, right? Oh, holy shit! I just realized her name's Psycho.
Yep.
Wow, I'm a little bit slow on that uptake. Holy shit. So Akiko is goofing up her investigation. She's like chasing people down, writing up suspects. And while she's running around doing all this, the client, May, is her name. She was a daughter of one of the pastry chefs. She's in the estate, the Sonozaki estate, like in the kitchen making stuff. And then that writing appears on the wall again and like tries to goop her.
Yeah, she gets attacked.
And so Double, like the pastry thing kind of gets away, and Double's chasing after it, and they go outside and they hop on the roof of the estate in the shit. Okay, do you know that commercial where it was like a used car salesman shop, and the guy like jumps off the roof, but it's just a green screen, like they didn't actually jump. Oh, so he just like crouches and stands back up, and they just go whoop right on top of the fucking thing, like a goddamn YouTube poop.
So hang on. Are you talking about when everyone jumped away because Terror showed up?
That's right. I forgot to even. Wow, that was dumb. I put that at the end. Yeah. So Terror is so the head of the Sonozaki family gets away from Akiko. Like he loses her trail. He goes into like a room and just disappears. And he realizes that there's a dopant and Kamen Rider Double like running around kicking shit on his lawn, and also Nazca. And so he's like, "Oh boy, all right, let's do this." And Terror, big Papa Sonozaki fucking whips out his dick and activates Terror. Yeah. He looks a lot better now in like normal lighting than he did in that first like wedding ceremony picture where he looked like a fucking Power Rangers villain.
He still looks like a Power Rangers villain, just a better one.
Yeah. He does look like a Power Rangers villain still.
Get used to that feeling.
But like he shows up and he's like, "Yo, what's up, fuckers?" And he does that blue thing again, where it's like this blue and black goop. And and then like it's at the very end of the episode where he shows up and he like throws it at everyone. But there's this really fucking dumb shit where the dopant is like an amalgamation of food stuff, right? Like some kind of fucking Zinch monster from 40K. Right. And Double's just like kicking it, and it's spraying out like sticky dough and paste. And he gets out of it, and I forgot that he could do this. He was it the bat or was it the phone?
It was the bat, because he uses sonic waves.
Yeah, he combines. Was it Trigger or was it Luna?
It was Trigger, I think.
But he's like Sonic Shaft and like explodes all the shit. And so he can like combine, or no, it was metal, I think. He did something, I don't remember what it was. He combined two with like his Batman gadgets to get out of there. And all three of them are fighting there. And Terror shows up and like throws this crazy shit all over all three of them. Even though like Nazca and the Dopant, which still doesn't have a name, were related to him, I guess he just didn't give a fuck about him and wanted to show off for this Kamen Rider Double asshole.
Yeah. Also, it was like, hey, don't touch this. Don't even be around it. It will kill you. It's toxic.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone has to fucking Naruto jump away from the fucking goo, and it's like the silliest cut because it literally looks like a fucking like they took the blur effect and just all three characters away.
Or they just like quickly cut the camera. It was someone decided to change the scene 2 weeks before the episode was supposed to come out. That's what it was.
Probably.
So there's actually a faux intro for this episode of Akiko pretending like it's her show about solving this mansion mystery before the actual opening.
Right.
Akiko feels really bad because she let Mei get put in danger. And she explains that, like, she explains to Shotaro that, like, she was acting out because she was worried about her dad. And so Shotaro kind of goes into this long story about the chief and how the chief is like the chief chewed his ass out for letting a client get hurt before. And he's like, you never let a client get hurt. So that's the number one priority. And he's going through it all, trying to tell her, like, the whole story. And she just, like, fucking left halfway through it before he could tell her that the chief's fucking dead.
Yeah, he was planning on letting her know, and then she just pieced out because she was like, oh, that's right. Okay, good. I learned my lesson. And she just left. Why am I listening to him talk?
Yeah, I mean, she learned her lesson. It was like, oh, yeah, the chief's right. So, okay, thanks, Shotaro. I'm going to go now, and immediately acting on it instead of listening to him ramble.
Man, Shotaro's so fucking great. He's like, a lot of people who watch the show are like, yeah, I know he's one of the best writers. I can see it. He's very endearing so far.
Yeah, he's a fun guy. I like watching him do his nonsense.
Because he's a good person, and he has, like, a very distinct, like, clean-cut character kind of, like, deal. And it's not a bad one. It's a really good one. So even if your character's one note, if it's a good note, that's some good stuff.
Yeah, this whole episode felt like a Phoenix Wright case. Because you had these these little quick one-off characters. They may have had pun names, but, like, I don't speak Japanese, so it, like, if it did, flew right over my fucking head. So you actually there's another scene here before, like, kind of the finale there, and it's they go to a museum, like the Fudo Museum, and it's owned by the Sonozaki family, and Shotaro notices, like, Tyrannosaurus Rex, Anomalocurus, and all these different things that were the dopants that he fought. He's like, hold on. He's like kind of slowly piecing it together. And that Akiko sets up the Sonozaki patriarch. His name is Ryubi, or Ryubei.
Ryubei, I believe.
She encounters him after, runs off after, like, the chief's, story, finds him, says, hey, why don't you gather everyone and we'll have a big surprise. And the guy's like, hey, yeah, sure, fuck it. Let's see what she can do before she, like, gets fired. And so everyone's gathered in there. Shotaro's watching outside with the chief's hat on. He's wearing the white fedora. And Akiko goes in there, and she does, like, she announces herself as Akiko Narumi, ace detective, and does the fucking Phoenix Wright finger point.
It was so good.
So she kind of walks around there, like, strutting around, thinking she's good. Thinking she's the good shit. And she just immediately pins the blame on the fat maid, because, I don't know, she's fat, she probably likes food.
I saw her eating, therefore she is pastry. That was kind of her logic.
And, so what she did to gather everyone was she's like, oh, we're all gonna have sweets, I'm gonna make them. And her whole, the purpose was just to point out at the fat girl. And, what happens is that Philip realizes, going through all the information, that it's probably, like, this food critic person. And then it's revealed to everyone else, and the food critic starts, like, puking because Akiko just, like, slapped together a bunch of garbage for the food because it didn't matter. And the dopant is sweet. Takes 2 episodes to reveal the dopant's name. It also looks like a weird corn thing. I didn't like the design of this one a lot.
Yeah, you take the good with the bad. Sometimes there are some, like, really shitty monster designs. I like the idea of it being, like the sweets one being an amalgamation of a whole bunch of sweets. But, like, it just didn't look quite right. It had a weird, like, flappy mouth. Not as bad of a flappy mouth as fucking Tyrannosaurus Rex. But,
yeah, like, he should have been, like, more of, like, a gumball looking thing, But I don't know.
I can see
maybe
that,
they reused some kind of suit because they were, like, didn't have the butt. I don't know. Whatever reasons they decided to not make it look like a sweet thing. So, Sweets, like, goes over and, like, eats Akiko and Mei in this goofy, like, fucking Photoshop ballooned animation and just runs out there.
All right, let me break this down for you, though. Especially because, like, we're watching a weird in-between period of, like, more modern stuff and older stuff. Mm-hmm. That's gonna happen a lot. If there's a weird effect with a monster doing some weird shit, be prepared for really shitty Photoshop, like fucking Adobe After Effects bullshit.
It really is. Like, they just went, fuck it, balloon it, it's fine. The kids don't care. Which, I mean, they're probably right.
It was in 2010, and they don't have a massive budget, because it's Kamen Rider. Like, what are you gonna do?
Lord of the Rings came out in 2001, and I hold everything to the standard of that movie's special effects. And then something important happens. Nazca and Tabu, so the salesman and Psycho, find out that Shotaro is double. And they're like, oh shit, because he chases after Sweets, because he just fucking ate 2 people. And then they see him transform, like, So Sweets takes him to its own, like, secret food shack, where it's keeping all the bakers. And the snack shack looks like one of those, like, plastic playhouses that you see, like, suburban families have in the backyard, but, like, scaled up. Like, everything's rounded and plastic and weird. It's not even, like, food themed. It's just, like, a plastic house. Also, a porcelain pig was in the middle of the room, and it's never elaborated. It's not even used as, like, a gag.
It's just there.
And the reasoning for Sweets being a dopant is it always wanted to be a pastry chef, but it really sucks at making pastry stuff. Also, it has a corn sword. I forgot about that. It did have a corn sword. It turned its arm into a sword. Oh, one thing about Taboo. Taboo has a weird face on the back of her, like, vampire collar that we never, ever, ever had a chance to see until, like, the over the shoulder shot of them seeing double.
Really? I didn't even notice that.
Yep. So, Nazca and Taboo are chasing after him, and he just fucking murks their ass with his McDonald's toy tank. And just zooms off with, like, the motorcycle, just leaving the giant tank behind.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
He just leaves it there. Like, they could just find out where... They can find out where he is from that. I mean, it's probably not too hard.
It's out of sight, out of mind, dude. That's fine. It's just a big CG effect anyway. It'll just fucking disappear. So
Double's on his fucking motorcycle, and Nazca, I swear to God, Naruto runs at him in this, like, super goofy looking... Okay. Do you know that movie, The Incredible Bulk, where it's like a purple monster?
Yes.
He runs like that thing. It looks that shitty.
It. Yeah, I can see it.
Fucking, oh my God. When he gets there to the snack shack, Double kicks the door, like, just kicks the door in and just poses against the wall like a smug piece of shit. And Akiko, Double's fighting Sweets, and Sweets is, like, gonna go over and hit, like, someone. And Akiko just fucking smashes him with a chair.
And that's it. And now the dopant's done.
Yep, dopant's done. He hits him with a fucking chair. But Akiko was, like, starting to get more and more like the chief. And he Double finishes him off in, like, this open forested area because they ran out of screen time to shoot in that tiny ass cabin.
Probably.
And finishes him off with Joker Grenade, which is just, like, a bunch of attacks that explode.
It was a pretty cool attack. I liked it.
So the episode kind of ends. They beat Sweets, and there's kind of the unfortunate side effect now of them fighting on the Sonozaki estate. That family knows who they are, and they have a lot of attention. And then Nazca gets his ass literally whooped, because you see it in the final shot. You see his fucking man butt. He's, like, covered in bruises and welts.
You see his man ass a second time. This is, like, I kind of hope this is not a running thing, but I also kind of hope it's a running thing.
It's a pretty good goof.
This is more man ass than I've seen in a single series of Kamen Rider for a while. Sometimes you see man ass in Kamen Rider every now and again, but this close back to back same character, damn.
Back to back or crack to crack.
Hey.
But yeah, this was a good episode. I really, really liked I really like Trembling Before S. It was a good companion. It was a good 2 episodes.
I agree. These were some pretty strong episodes. Maybe like Akiko a little more. It had kind of like you said, there was shades of Phoenix Wright all throughout this, and a massive Phoenix Wright mark. So it's like, hell yeah, I love me some of that Phoenix Wright. And we got to learn a little bit more. Shotaro got to be cool. Philip didn't do much. What did he even really do this episode? Or these 2 episodes?
Basically nothing. He got to do a lot of stuff in the second pair of episodes.
Right. Which is a good segue for me to start talking about episode 11, V for Vendetta, Infected Vehicle. So the episode opens on a straight fucking hit and run. Like a car just decks this poor girl, didn't even know what was going on. And from there, we kind of just cut to a little bit later. Someone gives our heroes a call on the phone saying like, hey, I'm in danger. He's gonna kill me. And they're like, oh shit, alright. Which, by the way, can I just say, as much as I like Shotaro, the dude, got on Akiko's case really hard for letting, her client almost get, hurt, and then immediately allows a car to run over this dude. Immediately, and everyone's just okay with it.
In his defense, he did not agree to be his client yet.
That's true, I guess.
Yeah, dude, this intro, before the fucking intro scene plays, you see 3 or 4 dudes die and just get hit by a car.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, there was a montage of a lot of vehicular manslaughter in this episode. Fuck, that's right. Although they explain a little later that, oh no, it's just the car is a... They get hit by a car which is a virus.
Yeah.
So, when the car goes through you, it's got the virus dopant stuff somehow? We're still not quite sure as to why that's a thing. And instead of, getting murdered like that one girl did, you just kind of, turn green and then blue and then die.
After the intro, he's Shotaro's in the police station because they're questioning him about what happened. And I noticed something. So Shotaro doesn't describe exactly as things happen, because I'm wait a second. So if he started telling these people, oh yeah, this car drove at a dude and it went through him, and then there's a bunch of lightning bolts on the guy's body, and he turned 4 different colors and fell on the ground, that sounded really fucking dumb.
Yeah, he knows that he's dealing with stuff that the police are gonna be you're a crazy person. Why are you lying? You're under arrest. So he just kind of says what he has to say. So he finds out that the guy, because now their lead is essentially gone. They know that there's a dopant out on the loose, and they don't really have any leads because their client's dead. Mm-hmm. So they find out he worked for some arms company, right? Or some fucking arms dealers that are fucking basically just a street gang. And he goes up to him, and they just pull out a gun on him, and they're stop asking questions. What do you do? Get the fuck out of here. They just pull out a legit just fucking gun, and they're oh, okay, all right.
Now you say a legit gun, but that was the shittiest, most plastic-looking piece of shit I've ever seen.
Yeah, you could see the little fucking the little line. For
yeah,
the
when they set it
underneath.
On the table.
But it was still very much supposed to be yeah, no, he's threatening them with gun violence.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
This man immediately escalated to I'm gonna shoot you. So, something's going on. Shotaro figures that out. He decides, even though he was threatened, he's going to try and tail him. He immediately gets paid off for this because two of the other dudes start to get targeted. And he gets a picture with his bat of the guy who's driving the car. And turns out that dude is the brother of the lady that got hit by the car initially. Right? So, obvious parallels are being drawn. This man's out for vengeance, and he's trying to attack the people who he deems responsible. Which, by the way, in the flashback, when he starts talking about that, the dude's straight up bragging about hitting her. They're oh shit, we hit that lady, boss, what should we do? accidents happen, am I right, boys? They just like, and they just drive away like fucking whackety schmackety doo. You just killed someone. Like, although they find out later, no, she's fine. She's just in an anime coma.
Mm-hmm.
You know, those classic car crash comas that happen.
So after he chases and gets the photo of the dude in the car, Nazca shows up again. I don't remember how Nazca gets his ass whooped, but he does do something that I thought was really weird.
I like how we've gotten... I'm sorry, but I like how we've gotten to the point where, like, I don't remember how Nazca got his ass whooped this time, but I remember he did.
He won, like, the first time.
No, he didn't. Dude, he's never won. Nazca... I don't think Nazca's won the whole time we've seen. The first time he fought, like he showed up and he was, like, super edgelord, like, yeah, I'm gonna beat the hell out of you. And they used, like, Luna Trigger or something, and they just fucking...
They go wiggly
like,
arm and smack him a bunch.
Yeah, they murked him. He got away and he's like, curses, how can this be?
But Nazca does a thing. So, pretty quickly, he does the Joker maximum drive, and Nazca just, like, counters it. He's just like, nope, just pushes it to the side. Like,
that's right.
I didn't know you could just do that. I thought you weren't allowed to do that. I thought you had to get hit by it.
Yeah, that was actually pretty cool. I forgot about that. Yeah, no, I mean... There are times where people, like, tank the rider kick, but it's really rare. So that's pretty interesting, actually. That despite how much he's jobbed, they're still trying to push him for SummerSlam. So anyways, it turns out that we're led to believe that his name is Yamamura Kohei. He's the guy who stole the virus drive. And his sister was in a coma from a hit and run, right? So he's the one targeting them.
Because it was actually a second salesman that sold him the... Or no, that's right. He just fucking janked it, didn't he?
Yeah, he didn't even pay for it. And then the guy's like, oh, but there's been a strange development. And Nazca's like...
That's right.
Maybe I can tell my
virus
wife, and maybe she won't.
Did, like, this weird thing.
Oh, well, let's just say we'll get to that, because that's next episode, if I remember correctly.
That's right, yeah. He was just kind of showing it off for this one. He was talking about it. He was talking that good shit about it.
Right, but Nazca hears this and his ears perk up, and he's like, maybe I can tell my wife and she won't beat me. After a while, what they end up doing is they end up... basically luring, because there's no one left in this group called the Cross Group, I think is what they were called.
Yeah, like the Cross Group or the Cross Gang. They didn't have like any crosses or anything on them, so I don't know why they were called that. There was a guy with a super obvious blonde wig, though. I liked him.
Yeah. But there's only like the leader left, and he's just like backed into a corner with a machine gun. He's like, all right, if you're gonna turn me over, I'll just shoot you. And it didn't work. But, dude, like, Philip has a moment where he's, like, super cold. He's like, hey, you know, this guy is kind of a piece of shit. Maybe we should just let this other guy kill him. And Chotoro's like, the fuck? No. No, that's fucked up. Yeah, this guy's a piece of shit, but, like, he needs to serve justice. And Philip's like, alright, whatever, man, your call. I'm gonna hang here, read. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, because Cross was the guy that... So Cross is getting targeted because he's the last standing dude. He's getting targeted by this car. So that's what, yeah. And then he keeps trying to chase the car, trying to stop it. And, how does he stop the car again? I don't remember.
They, if I remember correctly, they use heat and metal, or they use heat at the very least, so that the virus, because like it's very hot, so the virus can't live in there.
That's right.
And they end up stopping the car and stopping him. They kind of pull him out of the car, and it's like, oh no, what's going on? But then after that, the dopant comes out after and targets this other dude.
And they're like, yo, what the fuck? Because the dopant thing, they thought the dude was the dopant, and then nope, he's just there. He's just unconscious after they like. Also, the car it did the Christine thing, where it was slowly getting broken, and it just kept going.
Right. By the way, I almost forgot to mention this important plot point. Yushima Noriyuki actually was the lady's who got hit's fiance, and we kind of have a brief run-in with him, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I was gonna marry her," and then really not much else comes from it, aside from the fact that now we have another suspect, because turns out, fucking Yamamura, he wasn't the Roidmute, or I keep saying Roidmute. Fuck, he isn't the dopant, because the dopant comes after and kills the guy immediately after that they thought they saved. And it's like, oh, well, there goes that. Philip's probably just laughing.
Yeah, and the virus dopant is this weird mosquito-looking thing. It's got a long proboscis, and it's kind of creepy, but I would have made this dude's suit okay, you know in your biology textbooks in high school and shit, the artist depiction of a virus where it had a crystal head, then a really long neck, and then the spider legs. Mm-hmm. I think that would have looked a lot cooler, but I don't know. I mean, that would have been a lot harder to do, I guess, or maybe not. I don't know. I think Virus as he looks now was fine enough because he's pretty creepy. Because the thing stumbles around and shit, and it can't talk.
Screams. It fucking shrieks like a banshee. Mm-hmm. That's the thing that actually really was made it kind of intimidating. Is the thing screams like death. And that, I thought, was really, that alongside the design was alright, this thing's not to be fucked with. Mm-hmm. But that leads into our next episode, episode 12, V for Vendetta, Raging Beast, where immediately we have a new suspect. It's okay, it's gotta be Yushima, right? Looking out for revenge for the fucking hit and run
for the cross gang. He's oh yeah, my fiance was killed. I was about to get married. Well, I'm gonna, I'm gonna get this dopant and fuck these dudes up.
Yeah, but then within the first 5 minutes, that is also thrown away because it starts trying to attack him, and now everyone's okay, wait a minute. Oh, and there's a running joke. Akiko is super sick. And she's got a cold, and there's a running joke that idiots can't catch colds. Philip spends half of the last episode in this one being I wonder why idiots can't catch colds. That's so strange. And Shotaro's dude, stop calling me stupid. And that's a running theme because there's more than one. I think one of the cops gets sick too, right? And they make the joke constantly. I thought it was really funny initially, but it kind of wore on me a little later. Mm-hmm. Anyways. They end up finding out that somehow the lady who's been in a coma is the dopant. Because they see the little symbol on her arm, the little weird tattoo you get when you just jam it in. And her consciousness came to be the dopant. This is where it gets really strange. Yeah. Because they start getting... This is where it starts getting really fucking weird. Because this is the development that they were talking about, that Nazca got his dick hard over. Where it's yeah, you don't even need to have the body present. If you do it right, you can get the consciousness to just be the dopant.
Which makes me wonder, so... Is it every dopant's abilities? Or is it just this one to move across, physical space... and manifest as a physical thing?
Right. I think this was really weird circumstances because they show another flashback to her getting hit by the car. She ended up buying the oh wow,
the virus dopant.
Yeah, she ended up buying it because she wanted to get revenge because it turns out her husband's
yeah, that's right. The dude. The husband, he Shotaro visits his informants, the two high school girls, and Santa also shows up.
Hey, Santa, that's right.
I don't think Santa does literally anything to contribute. I think he's just there for this time. I don't think he does anything.
Dude, I'm happy to see Santa always. He's the best.
But that's when he finds out from the two high schoolers that no, this dude just does marriage scams, and
yep.
The way that Philip finds out, though, is that he, like, brings her consciousness into the Gaia library, which, what is the fucking Gaia library, then? Like, it could, people's consciousnesses are in there, and then, like, it's weird.
Yeah, it's strange. I mean, I'm going to assume that it's obviously got something to do with Philip, but I'm going to go ahead and go on a limb. Big predictions here. Philip is just one of those drives. Like, his body, he just is one. And that's why he can access the Gaia library. He probably just is Cyclone.
Maybe. Yeah, he could be, because, like, so if a Gaia memory or a dopant is able to manifest, and like, he might just be dopant library or something. Because remember, they were taking him away from the Fudo thing. Like, he was an experiment. People are actively looking for him, yes. which is where a lot of the trouble comes in, because they know that Double is at least Shotaro. They don't know that Philip's also a part of it, because they're actively looking for Philip. But that's what I was thinking, is like, he might be some kind of living dopant that they made, or like something that's just able to project around and do all sorts of crazy shit. Makes sense.
I'm sure we'll find out more later. Mm-hmm. But basically, like, Nazca, like, gets it, like I said, he gets a dick super hard and goes over to his wife, and he's like, yeah, no, see, I found this out. Isn't that great? And she's like, oh, dude, we already knew that. Also, it makes him way shittier. The virus dopant should be able to, like, wipe out entire, like, city blocks. That's like our nuke. And, like, now it's just, like, beating up people.
So here's the thing that blows my mind. You have a fucking dirty bomb that can nuke a whole city, and you're just okay with it going missing. You're just like, oh man, someone stole forget about it.
Right?
What the fuck? Unless they've got, like, a goddamn moon base to get over to, you can't just brush that off.
Which, by the way, can I just say, that lady,
Psycho,
who like got hit by the car, Sachi, I think that's her name. Dude, she was ready to bring that to the table when it came to taking care of this guy. So that's kind of fucked.
I think she decided at the end that she wasn't going to use it right before she got hit by the car.
Yeah, and then she just jammed it in her arm accidentally, and like that's what caused the soul to, because she should have died. But I guess she got hit mid-transformation, so, like, it caused her consciousness to go out, and that's what caused her to be in a coma.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, Philip has a talk with her in the library. Doesn't really lead to much. They end up beating her, and eventually, like Yoshimura apologizes to her, and ultimately, they kind of just decide, like, because she's still in a coma after they break it and everything, they're just kind of like, well, when she comes back, everything will be A-okay. But the way they made it sounded like they were cool with all the murders she caused.
Yeah, so this entire arc, this one was just about him saving shitty people from vigilantism, even though, he's literally committing vigilante acts as Kamen Rider Double.
Well, he isn't killing them, though. He's leaving them for the police.
He's not killing them, but he's still beating the shit out of them. That's literally vigilantism.
Yeah, but don't worry about it. The police can't handle a big T-Rex or, like, a stupid magma. What are you going to do?
The last note that I have is that he uses, he doesn't want to take out Virus at the end, because he's like, everything would be so much easier if I just let her kill this fucking terrible marriage scam dude, but I can't do it. So he uses Trigger Explosion, and it's a flamethrower. It's not an explosion, it's a flamethrower. It just fucking annihilates it. Like, Virus is gone.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, killing things with fire tends to kill them.
So that's how that ends. There's also another weird thing that I think was, like, a thing already. I just kind of missed it.
Right.
He, like, turns around and takes the thing out, and then Double, like, turns white and keeps moving for a bit before, like, disintegrating and going back to Shotaro. Is that like a thing that's always been happening, or did I just like miss it?
It's a transition I think that's happened a few times, but we haven't really had a good chance to see it. Usually it's pretty far away, or like something else is the focus.
Mm-hmm.
So I recognize that I think at least once before, but it is something that has been done.
And then Shotaro ends the episode by like the guy's like, "Oh man, you killed that fucker! Yeah, fuck you, virus! Yeah, dude, thanks a bunch! Oh man!" And he fucking clocks him right in the jaw. And the guy has the same blood mark on his lip as Sachi, the girl, did.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Yep. Duality. Yeah. You gotta look for doubles in Kamen Rider. Double.
Hey, good shit.
Yeah, good episodes. I really like this one. We're on episode 12 now. We're about a fourth of the way done, dude.
We're getting there. It's very slowly, but we're doing it.
By the time of this podcast, episode 12, we'll be done. Like, it's coming up. We're going forward a time. We still got a good chunk of it left. But right. Yeah, we're moving through it pretty quick.
That's good. I mean, yeah. I'm actually really like these episodes, too. I thought these last two episodes in particular, for a bit, I was like, well, what's going on? Like, it took me a little while to be like, okay, well, something must be like, there are actually some twists and turns that I didn't quite predict. Now, once a little further in, it's like, oh, okay, it's obviously this. But, I mean, for a Rider show, that's pretty rare. So I was actually rather impressed with these last 4 episodes in total. Good stuff. I liked it.
This would be like chapter 2 in like an RPG, where it's like, okay, now the big bad knows that you exist and is actively going to be trying to take your ass down now. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see if, because I don't think that the Sonozaki family is gonna like right from episode 13 start going for Double, but I imagine they're going to try and do another big project. Double gets in the way, and then he's like, all right, fuck this, let's take this dude out. And I'm hoping Nazca like flips on him, because they try and do some like crazy shit, and he's like, no, you don't, fuck this, and then he teams up with Double or something. Yeah,
I'm hoping for the sick Nazca face turn so he can stop being as much of a jobber.
Because I just like Vegeta.
I actually rather like him. As much as I shit on him, I think he's an interesting character. He's probably my second favorite character in this show thus far.
So that'll end the episode. You can find us on YouTube, iTunes, Google Play. The website is shared with my main podcast, Let Me Tell You About. It's LMTYA.com. You'll find links to all the nonsense. Twitter, at Let Me Tell You PD. There's a Discord where we have a dedicated Kamen Rider like channel, but it's a little bit dangerous to go in there if you want to stay completely unspoiled. It's a little bit, you gotta be careful there. You'll Phoenix Wright yourself, where you'll Google a character name and get fucked.
Tad hardly checks there. If you want to chat with me, that's generally where I tend to be.
We'll see you in the next episode.
Yeah, take care, guys.